Hello and welcome. I'm Blair Blackwell, and this is the Daily Cyber Brief. Here's today's rundown of the biggest cybersecurity stories you need to know today. Good morning. It's Tuesday, December 9th. Here are the key cyber risks shaping today's session, from fresh ransomware tradecraft and accelerating exploits to developer ecosystem threats and a busy patching slate. We also have new data points on the economics of ransomware and a reminder that holiday fraud pressure is building. We start with ransomware. Investigators are seeing multiple gangs lean on a Packer-as-a-service called Shania to cloak tools designed to disable endpoint detection and response. A sign attackers are investing in evasion early in the kill chain. At the macro level, the U.S. Treasury's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network estimates more than $2.1 billion was extorted from 2022 through 2024, with activity peaking in 2023 and easing in 2024 after law enforcement pressure on Alpha and Lockbit. Treasury's broader view since 2013 now totals $4.5 billion in tracked ransomware payments. For security teams, that context matters. Turning to vulnerabilities and exploitation, activity against the so-called React-to-Shell bug CVE 2025-55182 is ramping up after last week's disclosure, with more actors testing the flaw. The Apache Software Foundation also acknowledged that an earlier fix for a critical Tika vulnerability didn't cover the full issue, issuing an updated advisory and CVE. Meanwhile, WordPress site owners should note active exploitation of a remote code execution flaw in the SNIET framework plugin, CVE 2025-6389, which was patched in August but still affects older installs. On the advisory front, CISA added 2 issues to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, highlighting a D-Link router's buffer overflow from 2022 and an Array Networks ArrayOS command injection bug from 2025. These are being used in the wild, and federal agencies are on the clock to remediate, with CISA urging all organizations to prioritize them within normal vulnerability management. And in sector-specific targeting, researchers report a broadside Mirai variant hitting the maritime logistics ecosystem by abusing a DVR flaw to hijack devices, persist, and pivot inside networks. Developers and users of developer tools are in the crosshairs. 2 malicious extensions on Microsoft's Visual Studio Code marketplace were found dropping information-stealing malware capable of screenshots, credential theft, and browser session hijacking. Separately, the JSS Smuggler campaign is leveraging compromised websites to deliver net support RAT through a layered chain that begins with obfuscated JavaScript and an HTA payload. And looking ahead to how we browse, Google Chrome is rolling out a new security architecture meant to safeguard upcoming agentic AI browsing features powered by Gemini, an indicator that AI-driven assistance will come with new guardrails. A few other notes worth your time. Checkpoint's latest bulletin points to breaches at the University of Pennsylvania and University of Phoenix, tied to zero-day flaws in Oracle e-business suite servers. Holiday commerce remains a hot zone, with multiple reports showing bots, credential stuffing, and account takeover attempts spike around peak shopping windows. On the policy side, Portugal updated its cybercrime law to carve out safe harbor for good faith security research under strict conditions. Who should care and why? Enterprises running Java content processing or embedding Apache libraries should review where Tika sits in their stacks. Web platforms and SaaS relying on React components face near-term pressure as opportunistic scans rise. Operators of edge gear and network appliances, including consumer-grade routers and specialty boxes, remain attractive footholds, as do DVRs in logistics and industrial settings. Developer teams using VS Code should be alert to supply chain risk through the extension ecosystem. Higher education and organizations with large ERP footprints may see more interest in application layer 0 days. Retailers are in the seasonal crosshairs for fraud and account abuse. Looking ahead, watch for continued exploitation attempts against React-to-Shell and older WordPress installs, and for updated guidance around Apache Tika as the revised advisory circulates. The 2 CISA KEV entries signal active threat actor interest in edge devices, so expect scanning to continue. Campaigns like JSS Sogler and the VS Code extension abuse are likely to evolve rather than disappear. What I'll be watching today: the use of Packers and EDR kill chains inside ransomware operations, developer ecosystems and marketplaces as initial access paths, Java-based content tooling in enterprise apps, and edge devices in logistics and branch environments. I'll also keep an eye on retail fraud telemetry as we move deeper into the holiday window. The takeaway: it's a familiar pattern with a faster cadence. Exploitation follows disclosure in days. Toolmakers target the controls that detect them, and the edge remains a soft spot. Staying oriented to where your critical software and devices sit in that picture is the advantage. That's it for today's edition of the Daily Cyber Brief. Thanks for listening. I'm Blair Blackwell. This podcast is for informational purposes only and is not cybersecurity, legal, or financial advice.